What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. Check it out, man. Check it out. Hey, check it out without a doubt, man. Whoa. Shout out to Too Strong in the crew, baby. Yeah. Love these people going down, getting the truth and stuff. Check this out. Heaven Hollywood is on this joint. Check this out. Jay-Z takes on Diddy's accused attorney and legend legal showdown. Too Strong. Now, before we get started, and I'm playing with, I don't know why all of a sudden I started playing with this thing, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all put in the comments, stop, leave that cord alone. Because my team keeps saying don't bother. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm leaving it alone. Check it out. Let's give them a thumbs up. And these are people that don't have a reason to lie, telling the truth, because they know that people are confused, like the bartender type people, the drivers, the security guards, because it's time, dude. If you saw something, say something. This is weighing on your soul. It's weighing on your heart, baby boy. If you saw something, you haven't said anything, that's a sin. It's weighing on them. Cameramen, people passing out flyers and the marketing promotion team and all. This is a lot of people, baby. I'm just letting y'all know that I forgot about them people. Who was taking pictures? Who was shooting video? Who was doing this? You forgot about them people. So without any further ado, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out.
I think I did 2 white parties. I did the one where you see a lot of the pictures online with Chris Brown and Amber Rose. We were the main videographers and photographers for that party. So I believe that Jay-Z is trying to internally help Diddy through getting his case dismissed. Jay-Z, J-Lo, and Puffy are at 3 different locations. During the time that this young lady said this happened, the house that she said it happened in don't exist. Diddy didn't move into that mansion until 2004. But think about
now, wait, I ain't gonna stop it no more. I'm just gonna say this one thing. He's saying Diddy didn't move in. Diddy didn't take ownership. Diddy could have rented the house for a couple of years first, and Diddy took ownership. Or he could have sold a house, but stayed there, sold it to somebody and said, I'm going to rent it from you for a couple of years, then I'm going to move out. People don't think about these type of things because we found information that actually happened that way. So, yeah. Y'all got to put y'all thinking caps on a little bit. Here we go.
this young lady said this happened. The house that she said it happened in don't exist. Diddy didn't move into that mansion
to that same house though.
But think about that, man. How do you file a lawsuit that dumb, right? And you know that you can lose your license. So you got to have a hell of a deal with somebody.
I really think he thought that Jay was going to be like, yeah, I got too much going on. I got the Super Bowl coming up.
Nah, he didn't think that.
He did it close to the Super Bowl for a reason. That's just not Jay-Z's character. On some money laundering, scam investment. Now that I might believe. Something to do with money or an investment or something. I might believe that.
No.
Art and sex, that ain't Jay-Z's caliber.
No. Here we go, baby. Here we go.
Here we go again. We got another good one. Mr. Heaven Hollywood from I Eat Network is in the house.
What's up, brother? Thank you for having me.
We was having a discussion about some different things with Jay-Z and P. Diddy and how all that connect. And I want to get into that. But before we do, please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the industry in the first place.
All right. Yeah, thank you, man, for having me. So I was in the industry about 21 and a half years. Before I got out of it and just went straight digital. I got into it through 𝗗𝗎𝗡𝗞𝗦. I was actually, we started off filming celebrity parties. We did something for 𝗗𝗎𝗡𝗞𝗦 called A Day in the Life of 𝗗𝗎𝗡𝗞𝗦. From there, she hooked us with the Kardashians. We filmed a couple of big parties for them, and then we did a Diddy party, which was a 10 to 10. It was a 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. And we filmed maybe like 4 Diddy parties after that. From there, we just started circulating through the industry. We made the video, the DVD block TV, and it just took off from there, man. Then right now, I'm an independent filmmaker. We make TV series and movies that's on Tubi and Amazon. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Wait, so you mentioned that you was doing.
Why you got that mask on though?
For Diddy, what were these? The white.
Why you got that mask on, man? I'm sorry.
It just took off from there, man. Then right now, I'm an independent filmmaker. We make TV series and movies that's on Tubi and Amazon. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Wait, so you mentioned that you was doing that you filmed some parties for Diddy. What were these? The white parties, or can you make that clear? Be more specific.
Yeah, one of them was the white parties. I think I did 2 white parties. I did the one where you see a lot of the pictures online with Chris Brown and 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. We were the main videographers and photographers for that party. So you can probably still find a couple of those pictures online. And then we did a 10 to 10, like I said, a big 10 to 10 at his house. And then we also did another party at in Miami at this place called Mansion. So yeah, we was we did like 5. We did like 5 of his parties.
Cool, that's what's up, man. So the thing, so we did have some conversations in the back room before we got on here, and you know, we talked about how there was a strong possibility that Jay-Z and Diddy was working together on these cases. You know, I mean, it's maybe I didn't say it right, but clear it up and explain to the audience what you concluded with that.
Right. So this is, you know, I just want to make it clear to the audience. This is my interpretation of it. A lot of people, if you notice, a lot of people was making a big deal about Jay-Z saying, Jay-Z's lawyer, 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗞𝗦, saying Jay-Z and Diddy weren't really friends. They just known each other through work, you know, for many years.
Will Mr. Carter say anything more specifically about Mr. Combs? He didn't really address him in his statement with anything since outlets and internet speculation have tried to affiliate between them. He didn't really, in his statement, specifically say anything about any of the allegations.
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that case. And there's nothing more to say.
And a lot of people made a big deal about it. My intention of it was, I don't think that Jay-Z was trying to blow Diddy off at all. I think that Diddy knew that Jay-Z was going to say that. I'm gonna give you my theory about what I think is going on. I believe that Jay-Z is trying to internally help Diddy through getting his case dismissed. Now, the current case that Jay-Z has through Tony Busby, if you remember, Tony Busby just came forward with like 200 cases against Diddy, right? Now, this case here that just got resubmitted and had Jay-Z added to it, that's Tony Busby as well. I think that Jay-Z let Diddy know that he was going to say that somehow. I don't know whether it's through his kids or whatever. We don't even know if Jay-Z has called Diddy. We don't know that.
Right.
You know, so I believe he knew he was going to say that. That's why I don't think that Diddy is going to respond to it. But if you want to be smart, it might be smart to respond to it, act like he upset, this, that, and other. So don't even be surprised if they do that. But if you notice, 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗞𝗦 kept, even though he's there to clear Jay-Z, he kept mentioning Diddy. He kept mentioning Diddy's where, Mr. Combs couldn't possibly have been here because if you see him and Jennifer Lopez, they were at this location at this time. So that makes it impossible for Mr. Combs to have been there. Now I understand he is speaking about Puff because they were looped in together. The plaintiff said they came in together into the room. Them two and a celebrity female. They came into the room and arred her, what have you. So yes, I can understand him doing that. However, I believe they feel as though if this case with Jay gets blown out of water and unravels, that means Diddy is also on this lawsuit. So that means it's also going to blow up for Diddy. Then people are going to start taking a look like, if this lawsuit was frivolous, we may have to start taking a look into Tony Busby and all these lawsuits he brought against Puff. Now, if you start looking into the lawsuits he has with Tony Busby, and let's say they find over 100 of them to be frivolous, throw out. And they say, you know what, this dude is really just bringing people on for a money grab. Now you're only dealing with Cassie. This is the whole, and the Cassie case is not a life sentence. This Cassie case is not a life sentence. So you're only really dealing with Cassie. I believe Lil Rod, I believe that's going to get thrown out. I don't think there's enough evidence. It's really just his word versus Puff's word because there's really not enough evidence. He had brought in 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 Jr. 𝗗𝗢𝗡 Jr. denied what he said. He said that's not true. That didn't happen. We were the picture you see with us with my arm around him. There's a whole bunch of people in that room. He just didn't show that. He said that took a quick second. So
Chip had P. Diddy. He had his guy, his videographer. They're listening to music. And he says, "Hey, Cube, listen. You want to hear P. Diddy's new song?" I said, "Yeah, sure." Here we are, just listening to music. Finished, took the thing off, said whatever I said to him, left. That was it.
I believe through Jay-Z is going to try to get his case thrown out, and in turn, that will help Diddy because that's going to pretty much get all of the Busby cases, if not all of them, a good majority of them tossed. Because then they're going to start looking at him. If you notice, Alex Spiro keeps saying, he's privileged, this is meritless, the way he does business, he's trying to keep making them look at the way Tony Busby does business. And he's going to bring an eye to that. So that's what I believe. I believe that he is trying to help Diddy without helping Diddy. Without letting the people know he's helping Diddy.
So what do you think is going to happen with Diddy's criminal charges? Would it have any effect on that too, you think?
Well, like I said, the Cassie one, that's something totally different. The Cassie case, that ain't looking too good for him. So I believe that, after that, it's just, after the Busby cases, it's really just Cassie. So, and that's not a life sentence. So if you notice, they keep talking about these tapes. Well, where are the tapes? I truly don't believe there are tapes. I don't believe that there's tapes. I believe that there's tapes that they confiscated from Diddy's house. But I truly believe, who I think is on them tapes? Diddy and Cassie. That's it. That's all I really think is on these tapes, because something would have came out by now. They would have said something by now. And I just don't believe that there are people, celebrities, going inside Diddy's house where they know they're being filmed. Because like I said, inside Diddy's house, when you walk in, it lets you know if you do not want to be filmed, you should leave the premises. So this old notion about, Diddy's got secret cameras. No, he doesn't. that mansion in Miami, that you see all the cameras. It lets you know, you're being filmed the moment you come on his premises. So there was no secret cameras. Nobody's like walking around there and not being filmed and don't know it. So you know you're being filmed at Diddy's house.
You know, I was convinced for a long time that there were Diddy freak off tapes, but when you really think about it, it's like we kind of got caught up in this loop, just going along and you know, group thinking, you know what I'm saying, or group believing in this case, you know what I'm saying, because nobody has actually come out with actual tapes. The government has never said we got those kind of Diddy freak off tapes. So it's I don't know, you know what I'm saying. It's like really weird to me that they keep saying that. But so if without the tapes, I read the indictment, but I would probably I got to go through it again and read it through a different lens this time, because I'm wondering what kind of real solid evidence do they have minus the tapes. That's kind of, I guess, the big question that's going on right now in my head.
Right. Again, same thing with me. And they just had a hearing, right? And it's been months now since they raided his spot. So they asked at Diddy's hearing the other day, I believe it was yesterday, they asked him, "What new discovery do you have?" Nothing.
Everybody, I guess, why I should say the court system perhaps is being really quiet about J-Lo. What is up with? I mean, come on, man. J-Lo got her name. Eventually, got to come swing through this thing. Where do you think she at with this? With all this?
I don't believe because of this actual lawsuit, right? This is the first time we've really heard J-Lo's name mentioned like in court documents. You know, it's been mentioned on YouTube. It's been mentioned with conspiracy theorists. But when you think about it, J-Lo was with Puffy a very small window of time. A lot of people, make it seem like it was so much longer. But if we're talking about the indictment, the current indictment, that current indictment starts, the one that he's being indicted for right now, that current indictment starts 2008. J-Lo was long gone. So she's not gonna come up on these indictments. She was with Puff from what, like 99 to 2001, maybe 2002. Now this recent lawsuit that this plaintiff has, I just don't see, this lawsuit is hard to judge by because I don't believe it's real. There's nothing that she said. There's no evidence. There's no corroborating story. She admitted that there's not one living witness to even corroborate that she was even in New York. So I don't think J-Lo's gonna come up at all as far as this lawsuit goes, because I believe that they have to toss this lawsuit out because there's everything going against the lawsuit is saying that it didn't happen. That Jay-Z, J-Lo, and Puffy are at 3 different locations during the time that this young lady said this happened. The house that she said it happened in don't exist. Diddy didn't move into that mansion until 2004. This was 2000. Then there's a lot of conspiracy theorists on YouTube that said, "Whoa, it could be anywhere from 2000 to two." You heard that one? Oh, it could be 2003. She made a mistake.
That's what I think.
She meant 2003. Well, that doesn't work either because 2003, Jay had 4040 by then, and he threw his own after party at 4040. And Puffy threw his after party at Show. So again, no house party. That was 2003. He didn't move into the mansion to 2004. So everybody that's trying to make this work because they don't like Jay-Z and they want to see Jay-Z come down, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Every sign is showing that it didn't happen. If you want to say 2003, she made a mistake. Well, guess what? Eminem didn't perform in the street in 2003. So that takes away from something else that she said. She said Eminem performed in the street. He performed in the street in 2000, right? So if you say she made a mistake, she meant 2003. Well, 2003, Eminem didn't perform in the street. So it didn't happen.
I
I'm telling you, this thing that they brought up, not one thing that she said in that lawsuit proved to be true.
I think she was there both years. I think she was there both years, 2000 and 2003. That's what I think. I think the first time they tried, and I think the father took her there both times. That's what I think. The first year they tried, nothing happened. The second year, they made some connections. 2003, she was there. And that's how she getting these stories all screwed up and everything. And she never said that she was there twice. She telling them the story that where the stuff happened. They probably was there more than twice, to be honest. But also, we don't know how rich folks do. They probably rent the house for a whole year before I decide to buy it.
Food to happen. So as far as whether I think J-Lo is on any page, I mean, Diddy, when he was with J-Lo, he wasn't yet Diddy. He was still Puff. He was still Puffy, but he wasn't at that level yet. So I don't know whether did they tape themselves having, sex or whatever? Maybe, but the way J-Lo got up out that relationship when it came to that one thing, I don't believe that J-Lo would be involved in no trafficking, anything, especially her career was just starting. I seriously doubt that she would be involved in any trafficking, any drugging of people. When she worked and waited for a career to pop off, that she finally found herself popping off, and you saw how quick she got up out that relationship as soon as trouble hit, to the first sign of trouble. I just find it hard to believe that Jennifer Lopez would risk her career that she been waiting for her whole life for some sex trafficking, drugging women, and she know about it. Nah, maybe I'm naive, but you gonna have to show me that's true.
Oh man, I mean, I'm listening to you, and you. I mean, honestly, you got me thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because
Got me thinking.
it's just kind of odd, and some of the timing with things. Let me ask you. There was a lady, and she was behind curtains and making statements about the Jay-Z lawsuit, and I think it's alleged that she's the 13-year-old. Are you aware of that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you, I see you looking at
That's what they said.
Wait, like, ask me the question. Okay, so here's the question: do you think that's her?
No. No. I'll tell you what I believe, and I hate to make this dude seem like just a deuce, but the more and more I read about, I've read this dude, man. The more and more I believe it. I believe that Tony Busby, because there has been talks about people saying they've been calling the Busby law firm to file a complaint against certain celebrities or file a complaint against certain people, and he's been telling them allegedly, maybe we should stir this towards the Diddy case, the Sean Combs case, because you'll get more money. There'll be more of a light on it. And then one of the people who filed a complaint against him said they told her, well, this has nothing to do with Puffy. I've never met Sean Combs. And they said that he tried to convince them. Now, again, this is alleged. This is what they said. He tried to convince them to go the route of Puffy. I believe this dude, that's what I believe happened here. I do believe something happened to this woman. I believe something happened to her. But what my theory on that is, the father said, "Oh, I do remember picking her up in the middle of the night one time, but that was local." I believe that time that he picked her up was really when she got SA'd. But I believe it's some local nobody that they wouldn't be able to get any money from. And I believe they took that story, sensationalized it with the Puffy and because you listen to her story and you're gonna tell me you didn't get not one thing right. I mean, it was just not one thing right. Like you said you watched it on a jumbotron. Well, guess what? They didn't have a jumbotron in 2000. I was at that VMAs. I know for a fact they didn't have a jumbotron that year. They weren't able, I don't think they got a jumbotron until like 2002. So you
they
didn't
had
watch
one
it on the
2003.
jumbotron, ma'am. You said you spoke to Benji Madden. Well, guess what? They weren't there. they were on tour. They've already said they were on tour. If you check their tour schedule on the internet, it says they were on tour during that day. She also said she spoke to Fred Durst. I just did a video exposing where Fred Durst was that night. He was also at the same party at Lotus that Jay-Z and Diddy were at. So I don't believe it. I'm telling you, I think he just got any random chick to file this lawsuit. And he thought that Jay-Z was going to cave. That's what I believe. By him doing that on Blue Ivy's day, catching Jay off guard, he was thinking that Jay-Z's going to panic and say, "Oh, I can't have this mess up Blue Ivy's day." And I believe he thought Jay was going to just pay the settlement.
So let's back up and make something clear. Are you talking about the things that you just said that she said that's not true? You're talking about in the actual lawsuit, or are you talking about the fake lady that was doing the interview on NBC or whatever?
So now the lady who was on NBC, right? They said she did that at Tony Busby's law firm. So if that wasn't the woman, Tony Busby definitely would have said so by now, right? So I believe that is the woman that Tony Busby interviewed. But I just think she's some random girl that he found that she had a SA case somewhere else, and I believe he coached her into saying that it was Diddy and Jay-Z, thinking that he was going to get a settlement. That's what I believe. I do believe something happened to her, but it just wasn't by Diddy or Jay-Z.
Well, it gets even weirder. Let me tell you why. If all this is what you said is true, and I'm not implying that it's not, but I'm saying if all this is true, what you're saying, Busby is extremely messy because you didn't when you wrote this story out, and you know that you're an attorney, so you know how this works. You didn't go back and check this stuff, or even if okay, that's if you framed it yourself, but even if she came to him and told you these stories, you didn't before you wrote that stuff up. You didn't check this stuff. It's kind of it's starting to make me think the conspiracy. And I did say conspiracy. I know you don't want to do no conspiracy, but I'm just telling you, it's starting to sound weird now. Because why would Busby do that? Is
Right.
Busby actually working for Jay-Z? And I don't say that to be
a lot. I heard a couple of people say that.
But think about that, man. How do you file a lawsuit that dumb, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that you can lose your license, so you got to have a hell of a deal with somebody.
That is that conspiracy ain't crazy. You know what I mean? I don't really do the conspiracy theory thing, but that conspiracy I can see because I have heard other people mention that. He sees the atmosphere that's going on with Puff, right? No matter who's coming forward, everybody's believing since that tape came out of Diddy beating up Cassie, Everybody believes everything now about, oh, since we saw what he did to Cassie, all of it's true, right? So I believe that he
Yeah.
thinks that we're thinking, and I do believe that he monitors the black community. I believe they all do. He's getting the temperature of the black community. He sees that the black community is against Diddy, and I believe that he was going to bring forth this woman, and just in order to get a settlement, he included the other people, hoping because remember, they're listening to what they're hearing online. Everybody's saying there's tapes of other celebrities, there's tapes of other celebrities, there's tapes of other celebrities. He knows that Puff has been seen a lot with Jay, so he's gonna bank on Jay-Z is probably on those tapes. If there are tapes, we're hearing that there's tapes. Jay-Z's probably on those tapes. So now we're just gonna take an educated guess and tell Jay, we got you. They got some tapes. You're out there. You're at a party that there's a person that filing a lawsuit that was at a party you were at, and you don't want your name associated with Puff right now. So let's meet up for this mediation, see what we can do, and your name will never get mentioned. But Jay-Z surprised him with Kick Rocks. And I really don't think he thought Jay-Z was going to react this way. I really think he thought that Jay was going to be like, yeah, I got too much going on. I got the Super Bowl coming up. He did it close to the Super Bowl for a reason. I got the Christmas special coming up. I don't need all the smoke. But even with that, that's a lot to risk. You know, not knowing what Jay's reaction was going to be. That's a lot to risk.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Look. I commend Jay for that because you know don't come at me with that fake stuff, and I'm the same way. I don't take the threats. We just got to go from there.
Right. We have to go through it.
Forward. But it just I don't know, man. The more and more I listen to you, even though I hate to admit some of it, all of it makes sense, and it got me thinking. But it's like yeah, man, this Busby stuff is kind of weird. I can't wait to see how that play out too. But I know because first I was thinking, and I initially planned to ask you what kind of beef do Busby and Jay-Z got and all that. But even if you break that down to me and I understand it, I'm gonna come to the conclusion that that's fake because Busby got to be making a lot of money off of this, man, and he got to know that you don't make money like that. Coming up with these crazy people saying all these, I mean, not crazy. I don't want nobody for no disrespect for the lady. These crazy accusations is what I'm trying to say. And then I don't know, man. It's getting weirder and weirder, and it kind of puts me on to something, but it throws me off at the same time.
The only thing that I can think about is with Busby and Jay-Z is that Busby is an adamant Trump supporter. That's already been proven. You see a lot of pictures with him and Trump. He's a Trump supporter. Jay-Z made a comment about Trump, during the Biden thing, that Trump's a clown or he's a joke or he's dangerous. He said something. So Jay-Z has come out and made comments about Trump, but then even after he made those comments, Trump pardoned Jay-Z's boss. So you would think that Trump would be like, oh, I'm a court, you coming to me for a pardon for, I thought I was a clown, So even after Jay-Z made those comments about Trump, and when Trump lost the election in 2020, he went and pardoned Desiree Perez, who's Jay-Z's boss. I mean, who runs Rock Nation. So I don't know, man. This whole thing with Busby and Jay-Z, like I said, I don't do conspiracy, but that's not bad. That one you can't really say, oh, nah, that's just far-fetched.
Wow.
Some of the other ones is a little far-fetched to me, like people that's trying to, just trying to fit, a 2-inch peg and a 1-inch hole, whatever they call it, and trying to bend and twist things to put Jay on the scene You know what I mean? So, but the whole thing with Busby, if you notice now, they're just going back and forth in the media, and it's like, well, what about the case? Now we done heard now 3 or 4 more lawsuits now. They going back and forth. Busby saying that Jay-Z and Rock Nation was paying people to come forward to sue him. Jay-Z and them are saying, you're just trying to deflect from the fact that you brought a frivolous lawsuit here. We don't know what the heck you're talking about. Alex Spiro pretty much said we don't know what he's talking about. But according to him, he has video evidence of people on film trying to bribe former clients of his, and he said that these people work for Rock Nation. Now I just think, like, is Jay-Z that dumb? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking.
So he's gonna know that Busby obviously is gonna be filming, or someone else going. It just seems way too easy for these people to be connected to Rock Nation. Now, when you can start thinking, when I start thinking that I might agree with what you say,
What's that?
is if they come and say, you know what? You withdraw your lawsuits, I'll withdraw my lawsuits, and then we just call it even. If they do that, I think they working together.
Okay, now so that brings me to my last question.
Wow. Okay.
How do you see all of this playing on the end, all the way at the end? Go skip, do some little jump shots back and through to get to it, but get me all the way to the end result.
I think this particular lawsuit, is gonna get tossed because it's just not enough evidence.
True.
I do expect something else, maybe before the new year, because of all the back and forth. I do expect another lawsuit to come from Busby about Jay-Z and remember there was rumors in the with the demand letter. Jay-Z mentioned that they mentioned a boy. They mentioned a 13-year-old girl and a minor child. I believe that nothing will come out of that as well. I do believe that he's going to get this kid who's been looming around saying that he's Jay-Z's son from past. I believe that he's going to try to get this dude to sue Jay-Z for a paternity test, which I don't believe that that's Jay-Z's son. Now, I could be wrong. I don't believe that's Jay-Z's son. But because he keeps saying he needs a paternity test from Jay-Z. No, you don't. Go on Ancestry.com, brother. You don't need the other person. If you go do that ancestry test or whatever, you don't need the other person. You do the ancestry test, and it's going to show up everybody that's your possible relative. So that's what I'm saying. You don't need Jay-Z for that, sir.
He probably already did that. He probably already did that.
That's
something out there like that.
I don't think that Jay-Z is stuff like trafficking and that's just not Jay-Z's character. If I ever expect Jay to go down, if you came in like, yo, Heaven, they said they got Jay-Z on some money laundering or some scam investment. Now that I might believe something to do with money or an investment or something. I might believe that. R and Secretary, that ain't Jay-Z's caliber. Diddy, we've been hearing salacious stuff about Diddy for years. So that's why this isn't a surprise. Diddy with sex trafficking and beating women. And so that it wasn't a surprise to me. I think Diddy is going to probably get hit with a life sentence.
Oh.
Sad to say. I think that
wow.
Unless he pleads out. Now, If I was Diddy, I would plea out because
I don't know about
they
a
are
life
obviously
sentence.
trying to make it very tough on him. He can't even get bond. You know, they're coming up for reason that he can't get out on bail. Like nothing. Everything he's trying to do, they're not letting him do it. If I'm Diddy, I'm pleading out to 10 years maybe you get. You might do 7 or 8. But I think Diddy is going to get convicted. Sad to say, because I don't truly believe that he is responsible. I believe that a lot of these civil lawsuits will get thrown out too. But I think he might get hit with Cassie and the young lady who just got revealed that was married to the hockey player, and she said that Diddy essayed her when she was 17. I believe those are going to be the two he gets hit with, and that's going to be enough for a trafficking charge. If he drugged her like she said, I think he's going to get hit with all that. So I believe that's going to be enough to give him a life sentence. Is the other ones? I don't believe. I just don't. I believe.
What about the one with the pictures? With the D and G, whatever that shirt is on.
Those are consensual. I believe because again, being at Diddy party, I don't indulge in drugs, but when you are at his parties, he lets you know that's not candy on the table. He lets you know that that's not candy on the table, and if you want to come into the house, you gotta take the candy. He don't make you take it. If you don't want it, you stay outside. That's pretty much the rules. So nobody is forced to drug. He's not sneaking drugs into people. That's why I'm hearing all this stuff about. Oh yeah, then he drugged me and pushed me in the room. These women are doing this on their own accord. Like there's women who will be with Puffy and these celebrities for nothing. For nothing. So they don't have to drug these women. You know what I mean? I just believe that we're in a time now where women see that now this whole SA movement, this whole Me Too movement, it's a hustle now. SA is a hustle now. And I believe it's like a class action lawsuit. When that big class action lawsuit goes on with a cell phone company and you see that people getting money, you start thinking back like, didn't I have T-Mobile in 2004? And your phone may not even give you no trouble. But because you see other people
getting money,
now let me jump on this. I had T-Mobile in 2004. People's done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I believe is going to happen. I don't think Jay is going to go down for anything SA. Now, we all know nobody's perfect. I rock with Jay-Z, but I know Jay-Z's not perfect. I just don't think he's going to go down. If he goes down, I think it'll be something that got to do with money, finances, something like that. I don't believe Jay-Z is going to go down for any trafficking or nothing like that. That ain't his caliber.
I want to go back to when you said that, everybody jumping on the bandwagon because now they see the money in the air. And this is true. And this is why, one of the reasons why we are at Too Strong, we are so disgusted with all these lying women out here saying this and that. And the sad part about it is that people interpret that as we are badgering the women or just being mean, overall mean, no good people about the whole situation. But it's the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying? We would really hope that they would back out the way, move out the way because y'all entertainers, or just say, look, we doing this, it's a soap opera, it's a movie. Pay attention. We on YouTube and we making stories up. They're very interesting. We good storytellers. Just come do the shows, right? But don't get in the way of the real victims. And that's what's happening. So now, as a result of this, let's just say for argument's sake, I believe, that Diddy is guilty to some degree of some of this stuff. I believe that some of this stuff is made up. So let's just say that we feel we're on the side that, okay, he should get convicted for the things that he is guilty of, especially since it being essay and all the different stuff that we probably shouldn't be saying.
Right.
These clowns that's making up these stories is gonna mess around and be the reason he go free.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, you know what I'm saying? It's a really wild thing, and we will keep y'all up on it and keep you posted as much as possible. But in the meantime, wake up before you go to sleep. Peace. We out of here.
Wow, that's hey, come on. Hey. I'm in this for the music, the love of the mixing and beating and all that type of stuff. I don't know what these people doing. Only thing I do know is you're right. Too strong, y'all right. Because think about it. If Busby got 120 cases, right? And 100 of them is a bunch of bull and he say, she say, and all that type of stuff. But you got these 20 people that are 100% good. 100% got a case. These are the real victims, all 20 of them. Too many, Puffy. So when you're doing all this, you don't know who's lying, but you was lying on this one. This one was lying. Well, I was lying on this one, but I'm not lying this time. It opens a can of worms that doesn't need to be open. So yeah, if you are doing it for the money, man, find some kind of other thing to do for the money. But now to switch gears, I think a lot of people need to give Busby. He's not just a lawyer, he's a big time lawyer. Give him some credit. Y'all not giving him enough credit. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, do big time lawyers actually make up stuff to say that Rock Nation is got people out here with fake badges? And Rock Nation, I think they a big company. Why would y'all have people out there with fake badges? This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that me and my boys would try something like that. We small. We ain't got no money. Let's go get these fake badges. Yeah, but right. Like Maggie received a fake cease and desist letter. See, we in the fake realm, you know what I'm saying? Because we ain't got no money. But we talking about Jay-Z and Busby. They caked up. They ain't got time for the fakeness. That's me. Busby, I'm putting a lot of faith in you because you're a big-time lawyer. You got over 3,000 people that came to you. You only took 120. That sounds like a smart lawyer. I don't know. We don't know what a smart lawyer's supposed to do we? Hell, I don't even know what a dumb lawyer's supposed to do. Well, sometimes you find that out the hard way. But look here, I'm going to get on up out of here, man. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. It's the holiday season. I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is positive. We are here to help people. So I'm hoping that I'm enlightening y'all with information that you can make your own decision on. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Put that you are an ender. If you made it this far, I made it to the end of the video. If you made it to the end, let me know if you're an ender. Peace out.